What's going on, everyone? Steven here. Hope you are all doing well out there. So normally on my channel I talk about cell phones, gadgets, and accessories, but in this video I also want to talk about something I really like, which is music. So one of my all-time favorite hip-hop albums, Madvillainy, is now 10 years old and recently got a 10-year anniversary special vinyl re-release. So it was one of those unexpected albums that came out of nowhere but was really good. It had great production, some quirky lyrics, and an overall really abstract vibe that I still really enjoy to this day. So check out my review of the 10-year anniversary edition of Madvillainy.
So this album is a collaborative effort between Madlib and MF Doom, who together make up the duo that is Madvillain. It's been over 10 years since its release back in March 23rd of 2004. I remember at the time it had a good amount of hype on the internet, and I read so many rave reviews that made me want to go get it, and I was not disappointed once I got to hear it. Plus, it was released by my favorite record label, Stone's Throw. I've always loved when hip-hop albums feature one producer and one rapper throughout the entire album. It gives it a more cohesive feel, and that's partially what drew me into it. The artwork was the other reason. It immediately caught my eye and was intended to do so. The photo was taken by Eric Coleman with art direction from Jeff Jenk. The cover was actually inspired by Madonna's debut album cover, oddly enough, with the black and white headshot and subtle orange accents. The mask, on the other hand, was meant to intrigue potential listeners as to what the story behind it was, which I believe was meant to contradict needing to have a certain popular image and to encourage focusing on the actual music. Stone's Throw recently released this 10-year anniversary edition, and what makes it slightly different from the original release is the updated cover art. It has darker silver and black colors, and the orange accents are a little brighter, so it definitely succeeds in looking a little more modern and fresh. I was always struck by what a cool vibe this album gave off. Madlib's production and Doom's lyrics and vocal tone went so well together. It has its own unique personality and sounds great. I didn't like every song on there, but the ones I did like were so good. It was the album that got me into Madlib as a producer, who was up and coming at the time. He had such a great ear for samples and picked the right drums for all of his beats. A lot of the tracks have a really cool dark feel to them and a lot of great bass sounds that blend into each other really well. It was unique for its time because all the songs were really short. The entire album is only 46 minutes long. There were no choruses and the beats had a lo-fi sound to them with a lot of cool samples and sound clips mixed in. In fact, some of the beats were made only with a portable record player, a Boss SP303 beat machine, and a borrowed cassette deck, all in a hotel room in Brazil. Most of the other songs were recorded in a studio that was in a bomb shelter in a home in Los Angeles. As far as Doom's lyrics, they had a great flow to them, but were definitely odd at times and somewhat coded, and there were also moments where they made you laugh. Most importantly, though, they were the perfect companion to Madlib's production. It was made on a budget of $13,000 and has sold about 150,000 copies, making it the most popular hip-hop album on Stone's Throw. To this day, I still really enjoy this album and consider it one of my favorites. It's one of those albums that creates a great vibe with a certain character that's difficult to describe or reproduce. But I think that's what makes it a fan favorite. It was two artists being themselves and completely in their element that had some great chemistry together. If you haven't heard it already and enjoy sample-based hip-hop, you may end up really liking this album. It's very original and unique, and I found it to be really refreshing. It has some of my favorite beats ever on there, which still sound great to this day.
Thanks so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, be sure to check out some of my other videos and stay tuned as I've got plenty more coming your way. I'll see you in the next one.